boys! Ah! Ooh! Ah! With your legs, not your back. Okay. There we go. Boy, pull that out of there. Yeah. See? Just, oh, okay, yeah, just 2 screws each. That's all there is to this. And hopefully this bracket and these screws are long enough to go back into that other TV. And if they're not, maybe we can use this bracket. We might be able to use a bracket and might have to go to the store and get longer screws maybe, but well, we'll check that out in a minute. It'd be a shame if we had to take that bracket assembly off, because if you saw, there's really not that much room for where this TV is. That's why they had it, you know, up against the wall so tight. You can see, here's the bed, and then when that's over there, that's the only amount of walk area there is. Once that dresser is pushed up against the wall, you don't have much walk area there. So it didn't make sense to take that whole bracket assembly down and have a different style that scissors out or that angles down or anything like that. Okay, so my next step, I'm pulling that TV apart, looking at the back of it, getting it set up, and I'm just gonna get that TV laid down right down here in a minute. Be right back. Now I'm just pulling it out of the box. I don't want you to think there's any monkey business going around, because I have not looked at this yet. This is a nice LED one. Man, this is light. Okay, so first thing I have to do is determine, wow, how light this is make sure I know where the bottom is, and it has protector tape on there, but I can still put this down on the ground just to protect it like that. Okay. Boy. Looking at this, not quite sure how these brackets are going to mount on there just yet. It almost looks like something has to be placed on there. I don't know, maybe this has to be snapped. See, I found those in another TV too, and I wasn't quite sure what the story was with that. And obviously it does not come with any bracket information, but usually there's screws on the back of this that you can fish down in there. But see, obviously you can see that these little screws are not going to work for this, and man, I'm not even quite sure what fits in there. I'm going to have to take a closer look at this. I'm not even sure if there's threads down in there. Yeah, you know, I do see threads. These holes go down. These holes go down quite a ways. Normally you can see the threads right up the top, but it's way down there. And so my first thing I have to do is just see if this is even going to fit there, and see if I'm going to be able to reach my screwdriver up there. I might have to shim this out, you know, with some washers underneath there, and raise it up a little bit like that, so I have enough room to put this on the wall and get a bolt down through there with the right types of threads. Well, it looks like a little bit of a trial and error. I think I'm going to have to go to the store and get some screws, get some washers, raise this up. Because see, I need to go to there. Because see, this tip is almost sticking above the TV. And I remember this is the bottom. And I'm going to verify that. Sure enough, the writing is down here at the bottom. I know that's right. And see if I could build this up. See, usually on TV wall mounts, they'll give you plastic inserts and stuff that you can maybe stack on here and raise it up. But see, if I get it up this high, then I can slide this over this, and I can keep this down from the top. That's not going to work. If I bolt it just like that, this is tight. It's going to be tight to the wall. I can't even get my little pinky screwdriver up there. You see, I'm going to have to get my screwdriver up there to tighten this up. And I won't have that, will I? Because this is going to be right up against the wall now. So I've got to get enough washers to build that up that high. Yeah, but I think I can do it. Boy, at least 5/8 of an inch of washers. And I'll have to get some different bolts, make sure I get the right thread, and then I'm going to have to get different links on that. And then I could even get some more washers up here in case I have to, in case I get the wrong size length of bolt at the store. Then I could put some washers on the top too. Okay, so I'm going to have to do a little measuring. I'm going to have to run to the store, and I may have to get 3 or 4 different sizes of bolts, the thread pattern, because I'm not sure what that thread pattern is. Boy, they wanted Joe to pull a rabbit out of his hat on this one. And so the width of the bolt looks like about a 1/4 inch, and I'm not sure what the threads are. So I'll have to go to the store and measure some different ones, and maybe get metric and standard threads, come back here, try them, get my washers, make sure my washer isn't larger than 1 inch in diameter. See, that would be fine, or even 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Okay, wow. Okay, well, hey, all in a day's work on Maui. I'll get her. Stick with me, and I'll be back in a flash. Yo, Joe, what do you know? Ha, 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 ha. I'm back from the store, and, they didn't have too much of a selection, but I'm guessing. Remember, I measured the threads. I kind of eyeballed that, and it was a 1/4 inch. Well, 1/4 inch screws usually is the overall thing, so I don't think 1/4 inch is going to work. I'm going to try it anyways. And sure enough, it's not big enough. I went up one bigger than that, and that was 5/16. And I got 1.25 inch long screws, 1.5 inch. And I'm hoping this is what it is. I didn't get 3/8 in diameter. Look at that, it seems to be fitting. I think that's gonna work. It seems to be threading down there. And I don't know if there's something that's fairly close to this. Maybe it's a metric, but the store I was at, there's only so much to pick from. And sometimes you have to make do. Now that's going in. It's not going in very far. Okay? But granted, this thing is really super light. I could probably lift this up with one finger if I had somewhere to grab. It's very, very light. So I don't need to get the threads down there very far. And I bought 80 washers. Because remember, I have to lift up this gap. That's you know, a ½ inch or so. And so I think maybe 10 washers, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 washers. And if I put those right there, and then I take this and run down through that. Look at that, will you? It's not big enough to slide through there. Well, maybe it is. Okay. Wow. I'm kind of threading it right into that opening. See there? I think that's going to work, just barely. I would have had to take a reamer bit or something through there to get it. And once I get it started through there, I don't know. Maybe I can whack it into place. We'll soon find out. Man, I have to hold this about where I think it's going to need to be. Probably somewhere in there. So I'm going to have to go through, yeah. I may end up still having to drill this out just a hair with the reamer bit, I think. I'll get set up. Yeah, see, it's not really going. I could take a ratchet on there. Once I get it in, for some reason this is working here. See, and I can't really slide it very well along there. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to kind of hold this up where I want it, you know, and put a mark so I can take a reamer bit and ream it right there. I think I'll have to do that in a minute. I'm going to get this all set up, so I'm going to put my washers, you know, 10 washers, and in fact I'll have to see once I have that in there. I think if I go down a little bit it should be fine. And I have, what did I bring with me? I brought a little ratchet set, because see, I'm not going to be able to reach that very well with my classon, my little crescent wrench. You know, once I get it in there, see? But for the time being, I can just put it in. See, that looks like it's going to go. Okay, so I had here it is. I brought my ratchet set, just a cheapo little set so I can figure, you know, so I can tighten everything up that way. The screws that they would have given you with the mounting bracket would probably be with a Phillips screwdriver to tighten up, but they didn't have anything like this at the store with Phillips threads. Had I gone to a big huge box store, they might have had something like that. Okay. And I'm just gonna get this a little bit. I don't want to go too far. And see, I think that's going to be fine. And if that's not down low enough, I can put a couple washers here first before that, you know. Because the last thing I want to do is drive this down too far, break any threads, or push it down into the TV where it shouldn't be. If I just get it snug, that should be fine.